today on 20 Minutes to Platinum. Dean is the best-selling author of Stop Wishing, Start Winning, real estate coach, individual life business coach, proud father, and a lover of life. Following a successful career at RE/MAX and 20 years in the business development, Dean is becoming recognized as a platform speaker and a coach with Philpott Seminars. Dean's mission is to help people build and sustain their world-class business while remaining balanced and healthy with a few simple principles that he himself lives by. Dean has offices in Whitehorse, Yukon, Nanaimo, and operates Philpott Seminars. Today, we are going to hear Dean speak about the raw truth as well as the perfect day. Please join me in welcoming Dean Philpott.
Hello. All right, how are we sounding? Maybe I got to turn on the volume. We're going to get this right here from the start. Where's our tech guy? Look what I'm turned on. Yeah, that one's on. Well, they say a professional is at his best regardless. Well, I'm really excited to be here. But I'm going to be a lot more excited when you can hear me in the back. And if those of you who know me, I can't really stand in front of a mic for only around 30 seconds. So I'll wait till the tech guy gets here. But number one is, I'm excited, well, absolutely, when you walk in the door here this morning and you start connecting with people. You know, when I first started in the business, and they told me about the RE/MAX convention, I had a paradigm around it, and I thought, well, if I leave my business now, I'm not going to be able to, I'm going to miss out at home, and you know, I got to stay at home. And then there's the cost and everything else was associated with that. And then, of course, I convinced myself that I would go to my first convention and I'll get a bunch of referrals, so that kind of justified my decision. And as I got into the business, I soon found out this has nothing to do with the referrals when you walk in here today. When I walked in here this morning and started seeing the people that I've met over the last years, this had nothing to do with referrals. It's got to do with connection. And that's why I am so excited to be here. When I walked in here this morning, the energy was absolutely just vibrating through the building. And I thought, okay, good, I'm in the right building. I didn't have to go across the street to find the RE/MAX convention because the energy was just oozing out of these walls. Now, if I walk away now, how does it sound? Yeah. All right. So this is the part where I become on leash now. So it's really cool to be able to come in and connect. So one of the exercises that I always try when I'm at one of these conventions is to walk into like the lunchroom or whatever and find a table that you don't know anybody. And that's always been a really successful connection for me. And you walk in and you typically step inside your comfort zone and you're going to start, you got to introduce yourself. How you doing? You're going to watch me eat. And you start meeting people, right? I mean, right away you're stuffing a sandwich in your mouth and you got stuff in your teeth, but guess what? You're connecting. And what's really cool about connecting with this kind of a group, this is like a mastermind group. We're all like-minded people. I mean, we can reach out to a stranger right now if I stop and have you do this exercise, and you can start talking about things that you can't even talk to your family about. Now, how cool is that? Because our family sometimes doesn't get us, right? Because we're wired different. Well, you can walk in here and you don't have to worry about how anybody's wired. We're all the same wiring. I mean, you know, I'm thinking that way. So, it's really cool. So for me, about this thing, it's about connection. Connection, for me, I walk in and it's absolutely beautiful. It's overwhelming. Now, I'm excited for a couple of reasons. That was one. The second reason I'm totally excited today is because of the idea of an idea. Now, some of you guys have been telling me today you've been signed up for my Friday videos. Last week, I actually gave a preamble, and we talked about the big idea. So today, I want to start this thing by understanding what we're going to do here at the conference when it comes to ideas. Understand this about an idea. There's going to be lots of ideas floating around in the next 2 or 3 days. I'm going to drop a couple on you right now in the next hour. What we do with that idea is up to us. So a lot of times when these ideas come at us, we'll ask ourselves the wrong question. We'll say, well, that doesn't really fit, so I'm going to go on to something else. And lots of times that's not the right question. It's not about whether the idea fits or not. Because typically, when an idea comes in that you're not in harmony with, it's not in harmony with your current conditioning, of course it doesn't fit, you're not used to it. We've got to start asking ourselves a different question. Will this idea bring me closer to my goal and improve the quality of my life? Now, for those of you who take notes, this would be a good one to take because you want to use this for the rest of the weekend. And I bring up this point because my whole life changed back in 2001 when I walked into the first conference after dealing with the paradigm and somebody dropped an idea on me. I was brand new in the business, and that's why I'm excited, because when I come here and talk to you guys about ideas, this is where it all happens. You get to take it home. So in 2001, I went into Kelowna for a Power Star program. And of course, they had a convention there as well. And there was a lady by the name of Tony Nicholson. Hey Scott, how you doing? You made it. That's good. I'm so happy you're here. So Tony Nicholson dropped 3 ideas. She goes, Dean, here's the deal. I'm going to give you 3 simple things that you can take back to Whitehorse to start your business. And she goes, I guarantee you they're going to work. Well, you only got to say that to me once. When somebody guarantees something, it's like that Midas thing, right? No way. So I went back. I took those ideas back. And something really big happened. So we're going to play a lot of games here today in the next 40 minutes, and one of them is going to be called Just Imagine. Now it kind of seems kind of silly, but I do want you to just imagine. I want you to step outside your head, think from your heart just for a second. If you got to close your eyes and deal with this, do it. Notice I said highs, that's because I'm from Newfoundland. We can't pronounce our E's right. We got to put H's there, highs. So shut your highs if you have to. So the big thing is, just imagine if you walked away from here on Monday, or you got home to your, wherever you're going to get home, let's just call it Monday, and all of a sudden you took this idea that you picked up over the conference and you installed it into your business, and BAM! And all of a sudden your business exploded. Now how does that feel? All right, so we got them alive in the back, that's good. Now typically, I get the pasties a lot, so excuse me. And I wasn't out last night either. That's tonight. But just imagine if you took back 3 ideas and installed it into your business, and your business exploded. Now that feels good, no? Well, that's exactly what happened to me back in 2001. I couldn't believe it happened. I went back and I took back 3 simple principles. I put them in like a madman, that I am, and it worked. And our business took off. It's been said, it was written in an article that, and I used to say we, but really was I. I'm a little bit humble about that, but we changed the way real estate was done north of 60. We took our business from 0 sales in the first 8 months, and we went right through the roof. In less than 2 years, we were #1 in our industry, and it went on. And over the 10 years, we experienced that, and there was just shrapnel left behind us. There was nobody catching up. Now, and every year we would build on those ideas, and we would build on something else. We'd come down, get another little idea, put onto that one, make this one even better. We'd redefine how we were doing business, and it just never stopped. And we experienced, as the Bald Guy Real Estate team, a phenomenal success. We had unprecedented numbers in the north, and they didn't see it before, and they haven't seen it since. So that's the power of an idea. Now, so to have an idea is one thing, but what happens now when you go home Monday, and all of a sudden you wake up, it's 3 weeks later, because you got home and you had five offers, you had the phone's been ringing off the hook, the kids got skating, the other one's got pneumonia, everything's going on. Life happens is what happens on Monday. That's what happens on Monday when you go back. So we're all pumped up here for the next couple of days. We're running around going, oh my God, I am actually going to do what he said. I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. But Monday comes and all of a sudden you forget it 3 weeks later, and guess what's going on? You forgot you even got to the conference because business is good. No problem. Well, today what I'm going to talk about is a word called action. And action, that's not about my whole day, but action is the difference between where you are right now and where it is that you want to be or take your business. It's called action. So later on, around probably 30 minutes from now, I'm going to help you understand how we can make time for this action. See? Time for action. Because you can take these ideas and go back. You don't do nothing with them, nothing's going to happen. If you want your results to change in your business from what it is that you're doing currently, something's got to change. Because they say what the definition of insanity is, right? That's right. So that's kind of why I'm excited. Now the 3 simple principles that I'm almost kind of building up, but that's not actually what I'm here to talk about. That was talked about in Victoria a couple of years ago when we first did our first conventions. But I do have at the back of the room a book called Stop Wishing, Start Winning, and that's all about those principles. But that's not why I'm here to talk about today. But if you want to get a hold of that, it's the best $20 you've ever spent on your business. Give it and buy it for Christmas presents, do everything. That's what Dave Kasegi does. He gives them out to all of the staff. So there you go. So, but as I get going now, as I'm going to jump into the beginning, what I call the beginning portion. That wasn't even part of the seminar, by the way. That was just me saying it. So, today is going to be a little bit different. Typically, you hear me come up here and you talk about success. And that's what we've been known for. They always introduce you to, hey, come on up, he's wrote a book, he's done this, he's done that. We talk about success. Well, I guess I've got to start thinking about this. Here we go. See what happens when it's not right in front of you? Actually, it is right in front of me. So typically, I come up here and I talk about success and how do we get there? How do you climb the ladder? We all want to come and understand how we can get more deals so we can make more money, make commissions, live a great life because we deserve it. I mean, that's part of our birthright. That's why we're doing this. Live this freedom that we want. And I'm going to talk about that, all right. But I'm actually going to talk about something that I've never spoken about before. I'm going to talk about what I call the raw truth of my success and my failure. You see, I'm going to talk about something today that I have never spoken about before. Something today is really real. And as I'm starting to do more of these seminars, and we're going to be going right across Canada this year with 20 Minutes to Platinum, I believe that I'm doing our real estate business a huge disservice by not telling people what the other side of the success coin looks like sometimes. You know, one day it's all nice and organized. Funny, that picture looks like the one that was up earlier on the screen. But then there's other times that it doesn't look so good. I'm going to talk about today, there's a dark side sometimes to success if we allow it to come in. I'm going to talk about today some really horrible stuff just for a few minutes. So I'm not here to bum everybody out, right? So if you get up and start leaving, don't worry. It's only going to be for a couple of minutes, but it is the truth, and it's what I call the raw truth. And I believe that if we're going to live this fulfilling life that we're after truly from our authentic self, we're going to have to understand what some of that picture might look like. And sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. For me, I had a bad run. And sometimes I believe that if I'm going to be up here and I'm going to start talking about success, I believe there's more than success than just money. There's more than success than just the deal. There's around 8 forms of wealth. We won't move on today, but there's many forms of success. This just getting the deal thing, that's only part of it. And so this today is all about work-life and balance. Because you're looking at a guy sometimes when they introduce me now and they say, oh, here's that successful guy. You know what, I walk up on stage and I almost hang my head because that's only one part of the coin, you guys. And I'm going to tell you some stuff today that's probably going to leave you shivering as you leave, because if you're heading down that road, here's the day that maybe you can change. Maybe you can start on a different journey. When it comes to success, there's a dark side sometimes. And I was the guy that experienced it. And like I said, sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not. But you see, you guys know me as Dean Philpott, the bald guy from Whitehorse, Yukon. This is how they always introduce me at all these little things. He's Dean Philpott, the bald guy from Whitehorse. He had 0 sales in the first 8 months. Less than 2 years later, he was #1. And then they go on to tell all these wonderful things. You know what they don't tell you when they walk on stage is that equation turned around in my life. See, I work with 0 and 8, and that's been part of my seminars. He got 0 sales 8 months, and then he went on. And little does anybody know, the equation turned around. I'm not a numeric guy. This just came to me a couple days ago as I was putting these slides together. But the equation turned around and it became 8 and 0. After 8 years, this big success thing that happens to people and me, it turned around. After 8 years, I had 0 balance in my life. 0. I'd have to venture to say I was one of the most unbalanced human beings on this planet. And you'll understand that when I'm going to share a couple stories. And I had 0 health. My health had went right down to the door. I'm going to say, I can't say 0 because 0 would represent being dead. So let's say 0.1. That was my health. And most egregiously, I had 0 family left after 8 years. I woke up one morning out of a trance, and it's like, where did my life go? And I woke up one day and I had nobody left. If I was to say to you right now, if I was to say the question to you right now, what's the most important thing in your life? If I was to ask you the question, I guarantee everybody would say what? Yeah, you're right. You want to know what I said 10 years ago? I raised my hand and I said my family. You see, my values were not adding up with my actions. See, I'm no different than you. We all start out with the great intentions. And some of us get lost, and I lost it. I lost what was the most important thing. I'd trade my soul today to have those days back, and I guarantee it. Now that's my story. That's just part of it. Let's go back to balance for a second, because I can only go so deep without it starts crying and all that stuff. So I got to come back and put a little bit of joy into it and make some fun into this too as well, because that's my perception. I've been chosen to come give this message, so I got to make it fun as well. So when we come back to balance, now talk about balance. So I'm the guy that on December 24th, you know, you work hard all year, you prepare this holiday for your family. December 24th comes, and I walk in the door and I'm late, and now the family's standing in the vestibule with the suitcases going, hey, you're late. The cab's out in front, and I walk in and I fall over and I collapse. 12 deals in the last 2 days, that was more important. And I didn't realize, you see, all of a sudden when I walked in the door and I knew that it was vacation time, I fell over. That was Christmas Eve. There was two things that had to happen. I said, guys, listen, you got to take your vacation. You cannot do this. We've wanted this all year. I said, just go. Now, it's pretty hard to watch your family get into a cab going on a vacation that you planned. But it was all done out of good intent. I love my family too, you know. This is not about a not love my family thing. And I walked in on a couch, and I sat down and I cried for 2 weeks, and I was just uncontrollably a hot mess. Train wreck. There was not a lot of fun about that story. That was unbalanced. My wife, Vivian, she's still alive, but and she's really cool, by the way. This is not about her, this is all about me. I mean, she used to come to me in the middle of my career, she'd go, Dean, listen, here's the deal, man, like, I know you're out of control, this is cool. But she goes, Dean, what I've done, I've bought a Wayne Dyer CD, and she goes, it's all about meditation. So she goes, what I want you to start doing, she goes, I'm actually putting it on your iPod. She goes, it's all done, it's on your iPod. I said, Vivian, what? Meditation? For what? I do not need to meditate. Meditation is for people who are dead. Listen, I'll meditate when I'm dead. For now, I got out-of-towners in, I got to go. That was me. I ran away from everything that was brought into my life in that manner. Because it was about the deal. You see, I thought it was secured when it comes to that family thing. Your family's always supposed to be around. You're never supposed to wake up and have your family gone. That's not the way it is. Well, in this particular case, I'm here to give you a little bit of a wake-up call. That's exactly what happened to me. If it can happen to me, it can happen to you. I'm a pretty simple guy. It's not complicated here. I'm not here because I got any brains. I'm here just because we sold a lot of real estate and this is my life and I'm put on the planet now to help you. This is not about brains at all. So, balance. My God, I had no balance. Meditation, never, not even, I didn't think I needed it. Now this is a little bit of a funny story. I mean, I don't know, I didn't even know how I was going to explain this. This came up, I got to kind of tell the story. For me, it's funny. Now I look back, I mean, there's got to be something funny in all this thing, right? So, picture this when we're talking about balance. It's Sunday afternoon, funny, I don't get a lot of Sundays off, so I'm sitting out in the front yard, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm having a coffee, doesn't happen often, it's a nice day in Yukon, it's hot, that doesn't happen often either. And so, the phone rings. Vivian's out picking flowers, and I'm out having a cup of coffee. I'll never forget this, because I mean, it was a shocker. The phone rings, not uncommon for a real estate agent's phone to ring on a Sunday afternoon. That's no big deal. She brings up the phone, she goes, oh, Dean, it's for you. I'm like, okay, cool. She goes, your new truck is in. You know, you ever see Dumb and Dumber when in that movie where they feed the cop the pee and the cop goes, well, her neck was every which way but loose, and she's like, your new truck is in? I said, Vivian, I don't know what you're talking about. She goes, it's my brother. Now get this, her brother owns Chrysler Drumheller dealership, so therefore, you know where this is going now. She said, here's the phone. So I took the phone and I said, Armin, this is a bad joke, man. Like I'm finally having a nice Sunday afternoon and you're calling here trying to freak us out? He goes, Dean, your new truck is in. I said, Armin, I don't know what you're talking about. He goes, 4 months ago you called me, you ordered up the nicest truck that's ever come across this lot. And he said, it's here. And he says, not only that, he says, I take it back typically. He says, but you customize everything. He said, there's nothing left on it that's stock. I'm like, Armin, you can't be telling me the truth. He goes, Dean, it's here. It's $110,000. When do you want to come pick it up and pay for it? Now that's a true story. Now, who on their right mind on this planet can do this? Now, you can't imagine what she was doing as I was on the phone. She's like, and I'm on the phone going, no, I'm screwing with you. This is her brother, right? And I'm like, sweet, he's all good. I got off the phone, she goes, what's up? I said, I guess I bought a truck 4 months ago. I had no idea, you guys, that's a true story. I remember, now as I go back, I remember on a highway, I was driving and I thought, I was in a space where I just, you know how you get and all of a sudden you just got to get out of yourself for 5 minutes. I think that's what I do, a bit of retail therapy. I think I'll call my brother-in-law and say, well, let's do the new trucks. And that's what happened, I bought a truck. And now, okay, so this is add the insult to injury. When we got the truck in, I had nowhere to put it. Now you got $100,000, now it's not a truck, it's an investment. Sweetie, it's okay, listen, it's all good. So I finally got my way out of that one. She goes, well, guess what? I mean, we can have the trucks, no problem. She goes, I'm not working, my work days aren't going to be any longer because you bought a truck. And then I had to break the news, well, babe, we got nowhere to put the trucks. So I built a shop. It was $250,000. So, you know, it doesn't stop. So that's called out of control, there's no balance. Now, any balanced human being, this is not their behavior, right? I mean, I'm glad that's out of my system now because I don't think a person can sustain that. So that's a little example of no balance. Now when it comes to my health, my doctor says I was a walking time bomb. I was 40 years old and I remember walking in and he says, Dean, I have no idea what it is you're doing to your body. He says, but listen, this is not good and you're 40 years old and something's got to change. And he was so worried that he actually printed off a copy of my blood work and gave it to me. He says, Dean, when you fall over of a heart attack, he said, here's the deal. He says, you pull out your blood work. He said, it'll save you 30 minutes. The doctor will not have to do it when they take you to the hospital. So he says, it might save your life. I said, yeah, whatever. It's not going to be that bad. I'm 40 years old. Look at me, I'm great. I was around 35, 40 pounds overweight, and I was active. I'm actively getting in and out of the car, actively drinking wine with clients, actively sitting on the, whatever, sitting at the office. And it just didn't work. I was a complete mess when it came to my health. And then we go back to the family thing. I mean, is there much more to say about that when you wake up one day and your family's not there? There's not a lot to say. I had a beautiful family. Jennifer Turcott, who you heard speak a little while ago, she called me around a month ago. And she goes, Dean, after hearing your story, because we talked about what we're going to speak about, she goes, if this is any consolation, she goes, go ahead and play a country song backwards. She goes, you'll get your wife back, you'll have the cars back, you'll have your family back. Thanks, Jennifer. Yeah. I thought, geez, okay, that's a good one, but a little too late. But now the story gets even more interesting. Okay. It's 8 months. I'm after this, and one day I get up. No, I should back it up just a second. When all this was happening, how does an unbalanced person deal with things? I thought, well, you know what? I don't need to deal with it. I'll just go back to work even harder. That's what I'll do. Okay, I don't need them anyways. Listen, I'll figure this out on my own. But the way I really process stuff is through working. I'm going to go back to work. I mean, trust me, I was number one already. I mean, I didn't think there's anything else I could do. And then all of a sudden we blew right out of the water again. So, I mean, we got the tips on the good side, but this is not the good side right now. And then this is the kicker. So I went back to work. Imagine that. And this would be the first time I'll ever say this. And in 9 months, I woke up one morning and I found myself addicted on OxyContin. I hadn't slept for 9 months. I hadn't dealt with a divorce. I hadn't dealt with nothing. And I got up one day and I didn't want to do this anymore. And I put the OxyContin bottle in my hand. And I looked in my own mirror in my own bathroom. Now here's your success guy. Perceives the success. And I looked in the mirror in my own bathroom and I kissed my eyes goodbye and I was going to take the pills. I didn't want to do it. I was a hot mess. I just couldn't think straight. I didn't want to do this anymore. And something happened and I went to do this thing. And the hand just left and they reached over to the toilet and they flushed them in the toilet. And that was the day I started to go back and get help. Now that's what my life was. So you know what, you guys? That's it. From here on in, we're going to raise the energy in this room because that's my story. Now, you know what? I've had a passion ever since for something. And I went and got some help. And so God picked me up that day. And he said, listen here, you little hot mess. I thought the divorce was really going to get you. But he says, no, you had to go back to work. So he took me up and he took a hose and he sprayed me off. And he put me through therapy and he put me through some rehab. And he said, listen here, buddy, here's the deal. If you want to go back to that life, I'll leave you alone. He said, here's your wake-up call, mister. He says, the deal is now, you've done your real estate, you've proved your thing, you proved you could do it. That was what the proof was. He says, but you got lost. He says, your job now is going to be a different job. You're going to get out of the real estate business from actively buying and selling. But he did say you could do referrals. So, that's true. But he picked me up that day, and I'll never forget it as long as I live, but I had to make a choice. He says, you got 2 years to get out of the business. That was in February of '09, you guys, that I was going to kiss it all goodbye. And in September 2011, I retired from real estate as an active agent, and I took up this new plan about how I can go out and help people. So that's only half the story. So then I thought, okay, good. It's all good. Now it's starting to feel good. So after that, I thought, okay, well now I'm going to go help people succeed. And so for the last 2 years, I've been doing this, but yet there's been another part that's been not fully ripened to start. I've been teaching people, getting on stage and going, okay, this is how it happens, this is how it happens. And 9 months ago now, I listened to a Robin Sharma CD, and he said, I want us to understand what our legacies are. What's your legacy? What do you want to leave behind when you leave? And I got, oh my God, I'm not living my legacy. My legacy says that I need to help people in a full manner. Not just halfway, not to get up here and say, hey, this is how you make all the money, this is how you do it. He says, your job is to go back now and understand how do you want people to view you when you go. So I got up that day, and he said, write your own eulogy. I wrote my eulogy, it took me 4 hours, and I cried like a baby, and I came out with 20 Minutes to Platinum. So 20 Minutes to Platinum now is a program that we've built. Oh, I think I'm supposed to do this. I'm like this all the time. So 20 Minutes to Platinum is a program that it's been just coming out of my pores. And it's all about life, balance, and work. We can add it all up. So at the end of the day, you guys, the answer is now. We're gonna get some energy going now. Now you haven't seen nothing yet. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start understanding how we can go through life and get at the end of the day, and you can reach platinum, you can go to diamond, it doesn't matter where you go, but at the end of the day, when you're done with this process, what's going to happen is that you're going to turn around and you're going to have your family in the background, you're going to feel great, you're going to go on holidays, and you're going to live life, because life should never be a bore, it should be an adventure every day, and that's the way we're going to live it. So that's my point. So 20 minutes to platinum is going to be understood. So that's our program, it's called 20 minutes to platinum. So today, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull out one module. This platinum this is the first time it's ever been shown on live. This is it. This is the birth today. We're unleashing 20 minutes of platinum. So it's going to be a 10-hour live training seminar. So this is only our first hour, so you got another 9 hours? I'm just kidding. But the bottom line is, I'm going to pull out today one module that we put together. There's 10 modules in here. I've pulled out one module to share with you. It'll take me 35 or 40 minutes, and it's called Your Perfect Day. Now this is based on research, because we've been steady doing research on what works for people, especially real estate agents. We're wired differently, we're not the same as everybody else, but the top 2% of the people on the planet that are doing what it is they want to do in their life and living a healthy life, this is the program that they're on. So not only that, I started living this 2 years ago. I thought, well listen, I'm not going to go start teaching stuff, and I'm not going to start sharing stuff that's not working for me. But I'm going to tell you something. I mean, as you can tell, I'm calm. Right? I'm a calm dude. I am calm. And this is what does it for me. So, I mean, life is going to be good. We have to start changing out some of our habits. 20 minutes to platinum is a wake-up call for me, for you, for anybody if you're in this business. I mean, for those of you who are balanced already, God bless you. I just have a feeling that there's some people here today that might not be heading down the right road. I'm meeting them as we coach now right across the country. We're starting to hear all these stories about people, and oh my God, I mean, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I have a story here, maybe if I could help them. So I think this is the birth of something that's going to be great in our industry. And I think as far as I know, there's nothing like this in our industry. So today is a bit of a wake-up call, and I want us to join me now for the next 30 minutes on this journey that I've put together. And we also tested it out with some coaching clients, and it's been really working. We've got a couple people right here in this audience, and I'm so happy that they're here. I feel like the sport. I mean, and they're doing really well. They're drinking lots. No, I mean they're very balanced. Sorry about that, Bryce. You know, so they're very balanced, and life is good. So what I want us to do now we're going to enter into our pretend thing again. So now we're going to go into that just imagine. So what day is tomorrow? Tomorrow is the 6th of February. Is it tomorrow or Friday that the Olympics start? Friday? Okay. Okay, well, show's over. That kills everything. I gotta go. No, I'm just kidding. No, so Friday, the Olympics start. And I've been thinking about this Olympics, and I've been watching hockey lately intensely. As Vancouver still doesn't act like Olympians, but I'm noticing the intensity that people put into their thing, to put into their purpose on the planet. So I want to play this game. What would your life look like? So what would your life look like right now? And this is the whole thing. Now we're gonna get out of our head, okay? If all of a sudden tomorrow the Olympic Committee announced that, hey, we have a new protocol for the Olympics. We're gonna bring on a new sport, and it's called real estate. This is a brand new sport. Now we're going to go one step further, and they're going to look at you, and they're going to come find everyone and go, guess what? We've chosen you to represent your office. You. What's your name? Right. Ryan's going to represent what office? Regina. Excellent. So now we have an Olympian right in our presence. Now do you think Ryan would operate like an Olympian right now tomorrow? No, there's going to be some training involved. Absolutely. So what we're going to do today, we're going to show you what the life would look like in a real estate athlete Olympian style day. This is what we're doing. So now we're going to pretend. All right. Now imagine. I mean, we're going for the gold, are we not? We all got gold. Doesn't matter what it is. I got my gold card with me. What is your goal? Oh yeah, for those of you who don't have a gold card, come on down, baby, because this thing really works. This is the 3rd one I'm on, and it really works. Get emotional about an idea and meet it as often as possible. You have no choice, but it'll manifest in your life, and your behavior will change. And this is what I'm talking about right now. If we're going to live this Olympian-style real estate life, what we got to do is we got to act like an Olympian. What do they act like? Well, listen, we've done the research, so you don't even have to do that. This is going to be really simple for you guys. Then you're just going to see what it looks like. Now, is it going to be in harmony with your current conditioning? Not. It's not. Nor was the ideas that Tony Nicholson, I was going to say Tony Robbins, Tony Nicholson gave to me back in 2001. I was not in harmony with those ideas that took my business right through the roof. But I went back and did them because I asked the question. I didn't know I was asking the question at the time, actually. But that was it. Will these ideas bring me closer to my goal, improve the quality of my life and my business and my family? See how I'm going to add that all in now? So listen, you guys, here's the deal. Welcome to your new life. Now everybody, this is not just Ryan, by the way. I want everybody here has to ask themselves the same question. I've been chosen to represent my office in the Real Estate Olympics. Now what would that feel like? If that seems silly to you, well, let's get out of your head. Let's just look in a little deeper. What would it look like to you? Oh! Oh my God. That's right, it says 4:54. Now actually I chose that number because I get up at 5 o'clock every day now. Okay, so I missed a few days. 4:54, I chose that because Corvette had an engine once, am I right? 4:54, is that a Chevy thing? Yes? Yeah, okay, that's cool. So, 5 o'clock in the day, you're going to get up. Now, so if we're going to get up at 5 o'clock, see, all these people who are winning in this game, they get up early. And not just this game, any game that they're getting this tremendous amount of success. They get up early. See, we have a little thing, and we have a challenge with a little something called, let me give you a hint. It starts with a T and it ends with I'm. Time. Right, we have a challenge with time. Everywhere you go, people go, I just don't have enough, I run out of time. It's all of the time. It's all BS. We got lots of time. If Donald Trump can do it, I can do it. If Leo can do it, I can do it. Absolutely. If Ryan can do it, somebody else can do it. If somebody else can do it, you can do it. So the problem is we got lots of time. We have ourselves convinced that we don't have enough time. We got all the time in the world. We just got to get up a little bit earlier. I'm a firm believer of that. Talk to Braden Wheatcroft. Woo! Braden got up. He wrote me a little thing on my, you'll see it on your pamphlet there. He wrote me a little testimonial. He never thought that he would get up. And then all of a sudden he gets up at a certain time and life is better. Right? Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Braden. No. So, but this is the thing. It's all about time. But we have the time. We got ourselves convinced we don't have enough time. So what would it look like now from here on in? Okay, here we go. It's called the Holy Hour, but I call it the Holy Crap Hour, and you'll know that way in a second. So now we're going to live out your day. You're a real estate Olympian. The paradigms are changing. The habits are changing. It's not in harmony with your current condition because typically you get up at 7 or 8 or whatever. Now, do I expect you're going to start this tomorrow? No. Because you know what? These Olympians, they didn't start racing tomorrow. They started 4 or 5 years ago. This is some hints, and these are some ideas that might take your business and you to a different level. Number one, to create balance, and then create a healthy work life. Holy crap. So anyway, you're going to get out of bed. Oh, let's just do the thing before we go to bed first. If you're going to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, guess what? If you're going to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, you've got to go to bed a little earlier. Now, when you go to bed a little earlier, what does that mean? Well, it just means that you're going to have to be a little bit more regimented about you spend the evenings. And the biggest thing is, turn your cell phones off 1 hour before you go to bed. That's one of those things that everybody, these days, they got the cell phones into bed. I mean, we got to stop stimulating our neural pathways. We need to be de-stimulated for 1 hour before you go to bed. That's a fact. Don't be just putting your phone on vibrate and saying, oh no, that's fine, that's not happening. Take the phone out of the room. So when you get up in the morning, you actually got to get out of bed. Because we have a thing called battle off the bed. Right? 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, you'll be the battle of the bed. How bad do you want gold? You're a real estate Olympian, right? Now, okay, well, now we have to act like a real estate Olympian. Anything that vibrates, out of your room. Oh my, did I say that? Sorry. So, okay. Sorry. Was that my voice? I'm sorry. Well, actually, I'm not sorry. I planned all that. That was great. So we want to shut this phone off. We want to put it out in the kitchen so when you get up in the morning, you've got somebhere to walk, and then finally you get up. And so instead of tempted to go fall back in that bed, you got to go for a pee anyways, right? That's what we do. You got to get up, and you go on in the bathroom, and so that's where it starts. So don't be going back to bed. So the thing next is, jump into the shower immediately. I met Dr. Michael Kogan this year. He's from Salt Spring Island, and he's an Olympian brain trainer. And to be in part of his elite group he's a coach, and to be in his elite group, that's part of the deal. You do what your coach says. So he gets up, all of his students in the day, and they go take a shower immediately. Immediately they're jumping in the shower at 5 o'clock. That's not to get clean, it's to go to stimulate those neural pathways again. Not only that, he puts it just another little deeper level. There was another friend who told me about this one, but then we turn the water to cold. Yeah, so you're in the shower for 2 minutes, and you're stretching away, and you're doing your thing. He suggests that you stretch in the shower, in your hot water, only for a couple minutes. And then you turn it to cold. And guess what? Has anybody ever had a cold shower? I'm sure there must have been a few. Right? Do you want to see an example of what it does? I don't mean like that, but what I mean is like, no, seriously. No, that's not what I'm talking about. No, I mean the example, but like, it's horrible. I mean, it's wonderful. It's a stimulator. Unbelievable. And you can be all, I'll just give you a little example. La, 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 la. Ah! That's what happens in the shower, but you get into the shower and you're stimulated, you're beating your chest like Tarzan, and you feel like your day has started in a proper manner, and it's only 10 after 5. It's 10 after 5, and you're coming out going, oh my God, I love life. Yes! That's what happens at 10 after 5, so that's why they do it, because these Olympians, they have a certain schedule they got to follow, right? They're not messing around, they're going for the gold. What is your gold? What is your gold? What's going to get you out of bed in the morning? Okay, then you want to go in and calm right down and do a little meditation. Now, you don't need to wait till you're dead, you guys, to meditate. You just don't. So, a little bit of meditation, a little bit of quiet time in the morning. This is when the universe gets a little chance to talk to you. It's a really cool thing. Lots of times our head is spinning and we say, oh, well, I can't seem to calm my mind down. Well, you don't have to. Just sit quietly. It's a start. And there's lots of different meditations out there that you can pick up on and choose something that works for you. But 10 minutes is lots, so don't worry about that. Now it's 5:20 in the morning. Guess what? I want you to pick up a blank book. They call it blank books. It's called a journal. Sit down and journal a little bit. Do we have any journalers here? Look at that. Okay, that's cool. Excellent. And in your journal, there's going to be 3 parts to the journal. The first one is going to be, as you said, gratitude. Gratitude. Write down 5 things that you're grateful for right off the bat at 5:20 in the morning. The next part you're going to have is by wins from yesterday. We are realtors. So often we get kicked around lots and we come back and we think, oh, I didn't do nothing yesterday. All I was doing was spinning my wheels. Well, find something great that happened yesterday and write it down. It's called your 5 wins from yesterday. This only takes 20 minutes. There's lots of time to do this. And then the third thing you want to do is you write down your 5 small goals for today. What are the 5 things today that would make my day fantastic? What are the 5 little things? Well, okay, just for example, I'm going to eat healthy today. I'm going to call those 5 people that I didn't want to call. These are little things. You see, if you do little things over a long period of time, equal sign, greatness. That's what happens. That's how we build sustainable business, by doing little things. If you add up those over a run of a year, you're going to be doing okay. And the last 20 minutes that you'll spend, you're going to do some reading. And I'm not talking about 50 Shades of Grey and all that stuff. I'm not going there. I'm talking about books like, oh, Stop Wishing, Start Winning, maybe. That might be a good start. Right? I'm just saying. Elle told me I never ever push my book. So she said, today, Dean, you've done a bunch of seminars, Pat. You've never pushed it once. She goes, I need you to push them 30 times. So that's what I got to do. That's my manager right here, Elle, by the way. She's awesome, by the way. So anyway, 20 minutes in the morning, you want to do some reading. And this is for your personal development. You guys, listen, we're only going through this life once. Let's pull out the best that we have to offer. And find the books that's going to bring that out in you. 20 minutes in the mornings. Now, if you were to sneak in another 20 minutes somewhere else in the day and 20 minutes at night and have an hour of reading, that ends up being 9 40-hour work weeks in the run of a year. That's like going to college. Imagine that, and sneaking in 20 minutes here and there. So that's your first hour, and it's only 6 o'clock. 7 o'clock is our power hour. 7 o'clock is the time when we want to start understanding what's going on in our industry. You see, 7 o'clock, your power hour is based on the law of compensation. The money that you earn will be in direct proportion to 3 things: the need for what you do, your ability to do it, and the difficulty that there will be to replace you. That's the law of compensation. That's no different than the night follows the day. That's like autumn comes and summer comes and all that stuff. It's a law. So this particular thing right now, study your industry for 1 hour in the morning, it'll allow you to do your job a lot better. Imagine that. That's another hour. That's 9 40-hour work weeks again. Imagine that. What's that going to do for you when you're competing against a listing and all of a sudden you've studied 5 hours this week? That's going to put you right up at the top and your product knowledge will be second to none. That's what that does. I mean, study everything that you got. The $1 Million Real Estate Agent, great book. What a great book to study. Go on and do your Main Street. Go on and study your industry. So these are the habits now I'm talking about of a real estate athlete. And really, these are the habits of the top 2% of any people in their industry. We've done it, we've searched it. 7 to 9 o'clock. Let's take some time for us. Let's go out and do the gym thing. Again, Brayden gave me a wonderful idea. He said, the only way to eat an elephant is 1 bite at a time. And of course, when you look at your fitness and go, man, I got to go to the gym and I got to spend like 4 hours in the gym or 2 hours, an hour and a half. Maybe you don't. Maybe you got to get up and start with a 20-minute walk with the dog. Maybe if we're gonna win, we got to begin. So we can take it off in little chunks, you guys. But let's make a habit. Because if you don't do none of this because you think you got to do more of it, you'll never do any of it. God, that actually sounded good. Let's form the habit of elevating our health. You're going to sneak in some family time. I put 2 hours here because you know what? I mean, some of us got kids, some of us got different schedules, you got different businesses, you do things a little different. But let's fit this in. Now it's 9 o'clock. Now you guys, I think from the message that I've been hearing all around today, I see this as a common denominator. I'm glad I'm not the only person talking about it. Time blocking is the most effective way to run an efficient business. If you can start running and organizing your mornings, to a point where you can get to noon. I mean, we always hate that because we're so free spirits, right? We're in this business not to be scheduled. I mean, nobody tells me what to do. I'm a real estate agent. But I'm saying, if we were to schedule our mornings, you'll never have to worry about your afternoon, I can tell you that, because your afternoon will always be busy from the fruits of your labor in the morning. So if we can actually time block ourselves to death, right till like from 5 a.m. to 12, you'll be able to live a different life in the afternoon. Your business will be there because you're going to create it in the morning. And I've been hearing this all day from different speakers. We say it in a different manner. So what happens now at 9 o'clock? Are you one of these guys that walks in the office or gals and just, well, hang on, did you see the Seattle Seahawks? Oh my God. And all of a sudden it's 20 minutes later and you haven't done a damn thing and it's 20 after 9. How many times during the day do you drop 15 minutes and you think nothing of it? Because I had to have a little chat. Well, I haven't seen George forever, so I had to take him for a quick coffee. It's just across the street, no big deal. But the bottom line is they all add up. Next thing you know, it's 2 or 3 hours and you're not getting the results in your business that you want. You see, we got to be more disciplined. If we want to work this business and get the results and live a happy, healthy, wealthy life, we're going to be structured for a certain amount of time in our day. Now, I get the whole point about we don't want to be time blocked the whole day, but we're going to get to that. So why don't you try this on for size? We got our coaching clients working this system, and it's working really well. Coming in to organize your day. If it's a Sunday night, Sunday nights, take 20 minutes on Sunday night and organize your week. When you walk in then at 9 o'clock on the Monday morning, this is the way you can start your week. Do some emails. Like, if you were to follow this pattern, I guarantee you, you're going to start seeing something different. If you can take care of all your emails. How many emails do we have in our email boxes? I've met people that have over 500, 600. Anybody here can say they got over 500 emails in their inbox as we speak? Well, be honest. Wow. I mean, it would be so great, because guess what your subconscious mind sees all the time? Oh my God, how many emails do I have? Oh my goodness. I mean, your subconscious mind sees this all the time, and they're always saying, I'm full. I'm full, I'm full. And you're stressed out because your email's not getting answered. Well, I know which ones are important, which ones are not. Maybe we can start hitting the unsubscribe button on a lot of stuff, except for really important stuff like Philpott Seminars. But maybe hitting unsubscribe would be a nice exercise for somebody to start on Monday. Getting your week organized through this kind of habits is really effective. And it's all about discipline. I think, I forget now, I've heard so many speakers today, I forget where it came from. But it's being able to focus. What's that you talking about? The focus? There you go. Here's the focused lady. She gets there, all of a sudden she knows what's going on. Hey, there's nothing. You can't disturb this lady when she's in her zone. Try going home and focusing on just that for an hour. Maybe you wouldn't be so distracted at dinner because you took care of all the emails. 10 to 11 o'clock, administration and marketing. Now, here's the deal. Remember we talked about action earlier? Now all of a sudden, you don't have to worry about when am I going to get time to do this, because it's time blocked in. Now, here's the deal with time blocking. This is a good one. You see, a time block, when you put down time blocking into your own computer or into your notepad, do you realize what you're doing? You're actually making an agreement with yourself. I learned this at a PSI conference recently. It's a Personal Success Institute. And it really fits in here appropriately. You're making an agreement with yourself. So then, yeah, what happens when we get to these agreements where we say, oh, I'm supposed to go to the gym, but somebody calls you, it's just my time, no big deal. Well, you break this agreement with yourself. If you're going to break an agreement with yourself, guess what? You're probably going to break it with somebody else. That's the habit that you have. So you be careful and you start noticing what some of your habits are. If you're not keeping what's on your schedule, number one is you're not respecting you. Guess what? Your habits might be on the outside. How you're running your business and how you're running yourself is probably how you're running your business. You might want to pay attention to that one. Administration and marketing. This is a time, well, hey, what is it you got going on for administration? This is when you're going to work on your files, you're going to get a few things done. If you've got some marketing ideas that you're going to pick up from this weekend, this would be the time to put it in there. And if you run out of time, too bad. If you get some more time the rest of the day, you come back to it. This is focus. Next one, here we go, lead generation. I mean, in our program now, this 20 Minutes to Platinum, we have it called Lead Generation for the Future. I mean, there's lots of lead generation you're going to do, but my point is, make sure this is the time for your follow-up. This is the time for your Buffini stuff. I mean, the guys got lots of stuff going on. You guys are not short of material to do lead generation. But we got to time block it in. I go into many offices and I see programs stacked this high on the floor. People don't do it. I don't have time. Well, make the time, because guess what? If we keep ourselves busy in the morning, the afternoon will always fill up. But it's going to take a little process. We've got to be focused. This is all about discipline. And I like this. Why make small incremental changes? My goodness, guys. If we're going to put our bodies through this amount of change, let's just blow it up. Let's be unleashed with your business. Why not? Why do it a little thing? No, just do it big. Just do it big. 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 Just do it. Blow it up. 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. I suggest that, I'm not sure how many people do lunches. I mean, lunch for me, I never took a lunch in my life. I mean, I eat on the run or do whatever. I mean, if you're going to take a client for lunch, that's one thing. I'd say lunchtime is the time for us to be heroes. Let's call the clients, let's call the people that they have a hard time getting out and coming after work because of the kids and all that and work. Let's be heroes and go, man, I'm going to take my lunch today to be able to use your house. Oh my goodness, wow, now that's service. Let's stop eating lunch, that's an hour. I mean, we got the 3 hours in the office, now all of a sudden you want to go leave and sit in a restaurant? No, I think it's wrong. That's my opinion. Anybody agree? Anybody? Somebody? Actually, oh, we had one yes. You win the prize. So, that's my lunchtime story. Now, 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock, we finally reached the time where let's schedule our time to be on schedule. Now, that makes us feel better, right? There's a little bit of ease to that one. Okay, cool. So now this is the time, you guys, when you put your showings out there. This is, again, see how this is discipline? This is when we're going to do our showings. This is when you got to go put up the sign, take the picture, do whatever you got to do. Maybe this is where you slide in to pick up the kids. I mean, you've done your work in the morning. Remember just working on your business, working in your business? The Stone sisters talked about that earlier. Schedule your time to be on schedule. So let's just play another little scenario. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You've been up now since 5, right? We've been up since 5 o'clock. And all of a sudden, remember we're running a world-class business because we're in the Olympics, right, Ryan? Look at this guy go. He's pumped. You know, we're in the Olympics, so we don't do this. Oh my God, how are you guys doing? Good, come on in. No, I'm just tired. I'm 25, and then the dog is good. That's not how we start showing houses at 1 o'clock. No, if we're going to start showing houses at 1 o'clock, we're going to show up and we're going to arrive alive, right? Oh my God, you guys, this is so exciting. Come on in, I've got these 4 houses for you to see. And I mean, this is what people expect for us. So all of a sudden you went up, guess what? It happens a lot where all of a sudden 1 or 2 o'clock when we're starting to show houses, we're starting to yawn. So again, my program is not based on complications here. This is pretty simple stuff. We start to yawn and all of a sudden you're kind of doing this thing. I want to talk to you about raising your vibration, altering how it is you feel. We have control, you see, over our moods. It's going to be the last thing in the world that somebody wants to see is the realtor getting out of the car going, oh God. Looking at the clock. I mean, we just don't want to do this. How do you want somebody showing up to show you your place? I want them alive. That's what I want. So what do we do? This is the simple thing. What, does anybody got any suggestions on what they do? Do we have any country fans here? Oh, is that, yes? We got one. Oh, hey, Charlotte's country fan. Yeah. Well, I mean, something's going on with you because you're really rocking your business this year. So maybe it's all about the country music. Well, one of the things that I'm going to suggest is that this is a simple thing. How many people like to listen to a few tunes? Even, oh, yes? What's your favorite tune, Nora?
American Woman.
American Woman. A little bit, all right, maybe do you want to sing it? Anything like that? I mean, so that's the deal, because, you know, I mean, now are we halfway through? We're kind of halfway through, and, you know, it's kind of, wow, it's kind of getting stuff in here. Maybe we've got to change it up a bit. So what would it feel like for you to get out of your car and be a world-class realtor at 1:30 in the afternoon when you're not feeling so well? I'm going to suggest something.
If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
What you do if you're into country music. I'm just saying. But the bottom line is we alter our vibration and we get out of the car and guess what happens? How do you feel now? Excited. Well, thank you very much. This is so simple. I'm not complicated, you guys. Everything that we're talking about in our programs are so simple. But now, does anybody know Leo? Leo Bruner? Or Brunet? Yeah, also, we always right here, of course. So Leo can't stand country music, so you know what he likes. Come on, buddy. Turn it up, lady. Come on, Leo, let's dance. Lady, we're going to turn this up. Watch it up here. So, okay, now we're going to talk about participation. I think we got a bit of a problem. Okay, so we played rock and roll, we played country. My God, is there any other such music? So all of a sudden, there's only what, we've had maybe 10% of the room stand up. So I want you to pay attention to this. Now I'm going to go a little deep on you. I'm going to go a little psycho here, just for a second. But here's the deal. Participation is everything. If we're not running and participating, I've asked everybody to participate. Let's get into whatever I'm going to do. Just imagine, get it out of your head. Participation. Are you participating in your life? If you're not kind of maybe willing to participate here in this room while you're with a bunch of like-minded people, are you participating in your business? I want you to think about that individually. I mean, that's a pretty interesting thought. Because, you know, I read a book this year called Daring Greatly by Brené Brown, and she tells people, hey, she said, anybody read the book Brené Brown, Daring Greatly? Well, everybody should go get it because it's a life changer. It's a game changer. And she talks about to live from your authentic self. Let's not worry about our ego. Ego states 3 things. I am what other people think of me. I am what I do, and I am what I am what I do. I am what other people think of me, and I am something else. God, it's something else. But you know what? We operate a lot from our ego. And the ego people, this is not what we're supposed to do. If we're going to operate from our authentic self and go and really be who we are, if you be who you are to what you do, you'll always have whatever it is you want. Write that one down, take that to the bank. Are we participating in our life? Really? Let's get up and make it happen. So, you know, so we had people that don't like rock and roll. You got people who don't like country. So there's only one other kind of music to play, am I right? And now this time, I'm going to ask everybody to participate, please. Now, if you don't want to participate, it's up to you. I mean, we're not going to come kick your butt. But the bottom line is this, let this represent your business. Are you actually participating in your business? If you can't participate here with your buddies right around you, guess what might be happening outside of these walls? Because how you act here is another exact example about how you act outside. Are you ready? Does anybody got any guess what I'm going to play?
Disco!
Oh, baby. I trust will never be the same. But you guys, here's the deal. You've just participated in your life. That's the deal. You've participated. It means a lot. Sometimes we don't stand up for the wrong reasons. You want to know something? I read that book called Daring Greatly, and I've always been a guy that thought nobody's ever going to resonate with the stuff that goes on in my head. I've always, since I started speaking 2.5 years ago, I've always wanted to get the crowd up and play some rock and roll. And I thought, that'll never work. It'll never get the crowd going. How will I ever ease into a bit of rock and roll? And I thought, oh my God, invite Leo. Exactly. That's the bottom line. Invite Leo. But I started thinking, it's like, well, Dean, what are you scared about? Well, how are you holding back, you guys, on your business? When we start living from who it is we are, this is who I am. I'm a nutbur. I'm crazy. I love life. I'm happy to be alive. That's why I'm excited today, because I'm not dead and I'm alive. And I'm here. My purpose on the planet today is help everybody. That's a reason to be alive. Am I right? This is what I believe. That's what I'm talking about. So let's participate in our life. So when we go out there, be who you are. This is who I am today. You are seeing the raw Dean. And I've held back on this for 2 years because I thought, well, this is not what everybody wants to hear. I was in Calgary last year, did a conference that was less than perfect. I wasn't being who I am. I wasn't being my true, authentic self. I read this book and I went and jumped off a 40-foot pole and I did a whole bunch of stuff this year. And all of a sudden I'm starting to learn you can trust yourself. Today I will operate from my highest level of commitment. Today I will operate from my highest level of commitment. What does that mean for you? Does it mean you're going to be honest with yourself, honest with your clients? What does that mean for you? I write it on my mirror. Today I will operate from my highest level of commitment. I told that to Bryce Hanson. He went back and he went and had a design team come and he painted all over his office. It means something. Maybe we can start operating our business from our authentic self and get out of our head more. That's what 20 Minutes to Platinum is all about, you guys. Goal achieving. This is me jumping off the 40-foot pole 1 month ago. And I'm going to tell you, this wasn't easy for me. I'm scared of heights. It was 40 feet, and I got up there, and it represented my career. I thought, man, if I'm not going to start stepping up to the plate and start taking an advantage, step out of my comfort zone, that's what's going to happen. So where in your comfort zone are you hanging around? You're not kind of dipping your feet out. Maybe it's one of these ideas that you can't get up at 5 o'clock. Does that make you uncomfortable? Maybe you don't want to take a cold shower. Maybe you don't want to wake up. Maybe you don't want to get the gold. Do you want to be a real estate athlete? Do you want to play for the gold? What's on the gold card? I suggest that you get one of these from me. Please come see me. Goal achieving is wonderful. It's one of my signatures in our stuff. Now let me explain to you. Just take 5 minutes to explain to you 20 Minutes to Platinum. We're going to do live training seminars right across the country this year. This is the first day. I call this the unleashing of 20 Minutes to Platinum. We're going to take this little program. We're going to go right across the country. We're going to go in the U.S. And with Alexandra's help here, all the way from Europe, she's going to bring us over to Barcelona in October. We're going to do this. I don't know how we're going to do the language, but we're going to do it. We're going to take this thing right all over the world. That's what we're going to do. We're going to help people live balanced lives by simple principles. These are simple principles. There's nothing complicated. I've said it 3 times. I'm not a complicated man. This is simple. If I can do it, anybody can do it. You kidding me? I come from Newfoundland. I got no education, yet we made millions, right? I mean, it was good. We can go there and do anything you want. All we got to do is have a simple set of principles to live by, and time block the hell out of our mornings and live a great afternoon, and all of a sudden you can have platinum, diamond club, you can go on the gym, do whatever you got to do, but you can wake up and find your family there for breakfast. That's what's most important today. That's what this program's all about. So we have 10 modules in the program. We're coming to a town near you real soon. But we want you to, we're going to do a sale here today, so we're going to talk about the mind. We become what we think about. We ultimately become what we think about. So for us to, we think with our mind. So I make a picture of our mind. We actually understand what the mind is and how we start working with it. Where am I now? There's 2 things you need to know to succeed. Where I am and where it is that you want to go. That's the only 2 things you need to succeed. We have 2 modules developed and just donated to that. This is simple stuff. And it's easy. But it's difficult. It's difficult to get out of bed in the morning. Change is difficult, you guys. So don't, this is not easy stuff. But when you get into it, it's worth it. In the middle, it's all messy, but at the end, it's rewarding. My perfect day. You've already seen your perfect day. We're going to go over that, and we actually design your day with you. What works for you? What doesn't work for you? Organization. Oh my goodness. That is one of the biggest things that we see right across the world with this RE/MAX thing. Not just RE/MAX, but all realtors. Organization is key. Is your car clean? Is your office clean? Where's your phone? What's the flow of your office? Can I walk into your office tomorrow and get on your phone because I'm your coach, right? This is what I do. When my coaching clients, they can call me and go, well, I'm in your office. Where would I find that file? I was like, are you kidding me? Is it organized? Can you have someone else go in your office and pick out a file? This is simple stuff, but sometimes you need help to have a little organization. Organization. Lead generation. We'll go on with that forever. There's just so many ways. Again, Brian Buffini's got a wonderful thing going on. Maybe that's, you stay with that one, or we have some awesome material. Effective marketing. Now that's what's in my book. We talk about the 3 things. Of course I was called the bald guy. We talk about branding. The Stone sisters talked about it earlier. The bald guy real estate thing. The bald guy, it took off like wildfire. It was funny. People loved it. And I had a bit of a personality, you might say, to go with it. I didn't have a problem being called the bald guy, and it happened by accident. Some girl walked into the office and said, well, there's a listing in Riverdale, and I don't know what his name is, but he's bald, and this happened 3 times. The first 2 times I didn't know, and because we're not all that bright sometimes, And so the second time it happened, the administrator from the office came down, she goes, Dean, this is really funny. She goes, this is the second time just once somebody walked in and asked for some bald dude. And I said, okay, cool, whatever. And then all of a sudden it happened for the 3rd time, and I went, oh my God, that's it. But how am I ever going to call myself the bald man, right, the bald guy? Well, I did it. Stepped outside my comfort zone, and look what the results were. Took our business right through the ceiling. Everywhere we went. People don't know my name in Whitehorse now. They go, oh, you're the bald guy, right? I've been out of the business for 2 years. Everywhere we go in the grocery stores, kids are coming up, Mom, is that the bald guy? Yeah, our branding is second to none, so we help you brand your business. And now I'm going to tell you, most importantly, it's about equanimity. I would not be here today unless I was passionate about this work. Equanimity is this. You see, I used to live a life like this. That's not me dancing. That's not, I'm just saying, I'm spike up, spike down. Up, down. I can't dance though. But equanimity is this life that we have where there's nothing's good, nothing's bad. It just is. We can start to live from a peaceful zone. You guys, life starts to change. And you see, when you're operating your life at home really balanced, don't you worry about your business. Your business is always going to come. That's always going to be there. You never got to worry about your business. I'll tell you what you worry about is this platform that you're building. It's called your foundation. Let's take the skyscraper for one instance. The skyscraper is being built for 6 to 7 months. I'll come down to Vancouver and like, man, that scaffolding is still up. There's no building. I'll come back 2 weeks later and the thing's half built. You see, it takes a while to build that foundation. And foundations, my friends, is what's going to allow you to keep your family, keep your health, keep your well-being. That's what foundations will allow you. Listen, anybody can do this business. You've got to dedicate and you've got to discipline. We all got the same passion. We're all wired the same. You see, we're all here trying to help people. But let's not be focused too much on the money, and let's just get focused on what's real. There's a registration form on your thing right now. We're going to take $100 off if anybody signs up today. We're going to. There's actually 2 locations we've already secured for. There's one on the island, and there's one in Vancouver. We're coming. I think the dates are right on the registration form. Yeah. On the little black card, the dates got messed up, but it just is, right? Nothing's good, nothing's bad, right? That's what we all feel now. But so there's dates on there, and I'm going to come to every city across Canada. You can sign up today. I don't care if you're in Toronto. I'll come out, man. We'll just get a few more people, and I'm on a plane. My mission is to bring this and help people be balanced across the world. That's the deal. So you guys, listen, thank you so much. I want to thank everybody for showing up here for this particular one. This is a blast. I've had a really good time. It's been very interesting for me to read everybody's energy, and it's been a wonderful, wonderful day, and life is good. Wouldn't you think? So thank you.
Putting on an outstanding seminar this afternoon. We wish you all the best with 20 minutes to platinum. Social mixer, 15 minutes down the hall. Yeah. And also, they are signing books at the back if anybody's interested in getting Dee's book.
If I could see tomorrow, would you think of me? Talk to, or would they slip away with time? Would you be someone like me? Don't help me if you do. Let's see what I want to see, and I hear what I want.